どうしたの？顔色悪いみたいだけど。
How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. We have entered our 4th world line in this route. Oh my gosh, we are jumping around so damn much. We've time leaped a couple times. This is our 3rd D-mail send, which got us into a 4th world line, because we were about to be attacked by some goons that were dressed up in a ridiculous fashion, more so than Organization 13. Anyways, here we are, just got here, and Kirisu is looking at us like we're absolutely sick. And we are. We most likely are, because of the whole reading Steiner deal. But let us see what now happens in this world line. I don't even know, like, what is happening. Like, I guess we learned a little bit of information in the last episode, where I guess we have, like, a loan. We don't really know where from. But we also found out that Mayuri won the lottery a month ago, and she dedicated all those funds towards the magic mod project for the lab. But where did the loan come from? She examines my face to see how I'm feeling. I catch a glimpse of something over her shoulder. Lockers. The lockers in front of Daibiru. As usual, it was clear that the reading Steiner had activated, but I had no idea what I was doing here. I redirect my attention to Kirisu and ask,
どうして俺はこんなところにいる？
は？
マイリはどうなった？
どうなったって。どうなったかわからないから、こうして張り込みを続けてるんでしょ。もっとも岡部が言った通り、このままここで待ち続けていても、イクスが現れる可能性は低いのかもしれないけど。
Oh my fucking god, we're back in the first world line.
イクス？
I trained his snake. マユリをさらったかもしれない誘拐犯のこと。呼び方を決めたのはあんたじゃない。忘れたの？
待ってくれ！お前は一体何を言っている？
そっちこそ何言ってんのよ。記憶喪失になったとでも言うつもり？
I inhale deeply, open my eyes wide open, and... I violently tear at my hair and scream incomprehensibly.
何よ、突然。どうしたの？
俺のことについては後でたっぷりと教えてやる。だがその前に、今のこの状況について確認する方が先だ。一体何があった？
Kirisu, seemingly shocked by my aggressive outburst, slightly twitched before responding.
なんだかよくわからないけど、いいわ、教えてあげる。この数時間の間に何が起こったのか。
According to Kirisu, I received a ransom D-mail from Ix at 4:03 p.m. in this world line. After that, Kirisu headed to Yanabayashi Shrine and met with Lukako. Lukako told her Mayuri hadn't stopped by. I, meanwhile, had taken position around here, keeping an eye on the coin lockers in front of Daibiru. But I saw no trace of Ix. Eventually, Kirisu met up with me. Then, 4 degrees Celsius showed up, crowbar in hand. Yeah, this is exactly like the first world line that we were in.
それじゃ最初の世界線とまるっきり同じじゃないか。
最初の世界線？どういうこと？
Without answering her, god damn. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to like not recommend people play this fucking game if like the sentence structure makes no sense. There's so many errors. How did this get through any sort of approval? Mages, come on. I took out my cell phone and checked the inbox. That's all we got. Just as Kirisu said, there's the ransom D-mail. For Sheena, you know what, in DB locker. And this can't be. Distraught, I looked for any excuse to deny that this was reality. I switched back to my inbox. When my stomach drops, they're gone. The message saying keep Mayuri into stop, and the stop summit use no fire one, they've disappeared. Disappeared. Why? Stunned, I put the cell phone back into my pocket. And then something touched my fingertips. I take it out. It was Mayuri's cell phone. I open it, but the screen won't turn on. I hold the power button but get no response. The battery's dead. It's not like holding this thing in my hands will recharge it. I swapped cell phones and called Daru. Just as I had with Kirisu, I interrogate Daru about what had happened in the last few hours. But his answers were largely the same as Kirisu's. At 4:03, I receive a ransom message from Ix. After finishing his take on things, he shakily asks me a question.
オカリン、どうするん？そろそろ警察に届けた方が。
And I told Daru to stay put at the lab for now and hung up. Mayuri has been kidnapped. Mayuri has been kidnapped. Mayuri has been kidnapped.
なぜ？どうして？
My soulless voice sneaks past my lips. My strength drifts away from my body and I collapse.
ちょっと岡部、大丈夫？しっかりして。
Kirisu wraps her arms around my sides and tries to stand me up. But I cannot stiffen my legs or hips. Kneeling in place, I quietly look up at Kirisu's face. Our eyes meet. Behind her is the sunset sky, ready to melt at any moment. Kirisu holds my head in her arms and whispers in my ear.
大丈夫。私が何とかしてあげる。
Damn, I really need somebody to whisper that in my ear.
だから、お願い。全部話して。
With my face still buried in her chest, I slowly, quietly start to speak. By the time I'd finished my story, the red had faded from the sky. Beyond the painted darkness, I can see a few stars twinkling. I suddenly recall Mayuri's stardust handshake. I vaguely understand Mayuri's feelings when she reached towards the sky to try and grab the stars. Not the starts. Come on, game.
きっとあんたは元の世界線に戻ってきてしまったのよ。最後のリーディングシュタイナーが発動した時にね。
Sorry, I was getting a drink. Her words went way over my head.
元の世界線に戻った。
Has this actually ever happened other than, like, I don't know, maybe some occurrences in Steins Gate 0, maybe getting back to the world line that we actually started in with the original Steins Gate? I could do nothing but parrot her words back to her.
とりあえず便宜的にあんたが最初に経験した世界線を第一世界線、次に経験した世界線を第二世界線、3番目に経験した世界線を第三世界線と呼ぶことにするわね。
Yeah, absolutely. Works for me.
第一世界線はいくつからの脅迫メールが届いたこの世界線のこと。第二世界線はラボが火事になった世界線のこと。第三世界線はラボに血痕が残されていた世界線のこと。ここまではいい？
Well, at least the title of this route is making more sense. I awkwardly nod my head.
まずあんたは第一世界線でマユリの外出断固阻止せよの D メールを送り第二世界線へと移動した。次に第二世界線で評議会は中止、火を使うなの D メールを送って第三世界線へとスライド。そこで結婚を見てうろたえたあんたは同じく第三世界線上の過去である17時40分へとタイムリープ。ラボにいたあんたとマユリはクロマントの連中に包囲され助けを求められた第三世界線の私は18時18分に D メールを送ったのよね。
Sounds about right to me.
で、その結果、あんたは今こうして 第一世界線へと戻ってきてしまったってわけ。理解した？
理解できるわけないだろ。おかしいじゃないか。
I mean, it doesn't make sense why we kind of wound up back here necessarily, unless we just negated everything that was sent out. But how? Everything else kind of flows together. I mean, we witnessed it.
何が？
もしもここが第一世界線だとするなら、どうして俺はお前が存在してるんだ。いや、俺たちだけじゃない。世界中の全ての人々、全ての動植物、ありとあらゆる物質の一切合切がここに存在しているのは変だろ
う。どうして？
俺は第一世界線でマイルの外出断固阻止せよの D メールを送ったからだ。その結果、世界の歴史は第二世界線へと再構築されたはずだから。
送ってないけど。
何？
だから送ってないのよ、そんな D メール。あんたが最初に経験した第一世界線では送ったのかもしれないけど、この第一世界線では送ってないの。
日本語で頼む。
日本語で言った。
I don't understand. Okay, so maybe this isn't an exact replica of Worldline 1. It's like Worldline 1, but something happened. Something happened that prevented something changed. And that's why we're back here right before we sent out that first email. I took out my cell phone and checked the outbox. Not the inbox, but the outbox, and it was gone. The history in which I send the Keep My Erie In mail in Worldline number 1 was vanished, or has vanished. What was there was the message I sent to Ix saying we need to talk. Huh? Wait. But that's fine, right? If the Keep My Erie In message isn't there, that's evidence that this is not Worldline number 1. I immediately told Kirisu, and then she unexpectedly admitted her mistake.
そうね。確かにさっきの言い方は適切じゃなかったかもしれないわ。それじゃあ言い直しましょう。あんたは、あんたが最初に経験した第一世界線に限りなく近い世界線に移動してきた。これでいい？
なんだよ。その限りなく近い世界線って。
ひとまず、ニア第一世界線とでも呼んでおきましょうか。
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have all those decimal points, and I'm sure those decimal points can go way even further, like into an infinite range. I'm sure just somewhere in there, a digit has changed. That's all. Unless there's actually in the first 6 or 7 or whatever it is actually displayed in that animation, there actually is a number there that changed. Either way, I think that there really is an infinite amount of world lines just based on the little things that can change.
第一世界線とニア第一世界線の違いはたった一つ。眉井の外出、断固阻止せよの D メールを送ったかどうか。それだけよ。それ以外については完全に同じ。そう考えてもらっても構わないわ。もっとも、ただの仮説だけどね。私の立場ではこれが合ってるのかどうかを確かめることはできないのよ。原理的に。ただし、この世界に一人だけ正しいかどうかを見極めることができる人物がいるわ。それはもちろん、岡部倫太郎。あなたよ。
Near Worldline number 1. A world line infinitely close to the Worldline number 1 I've experienced. Given everything I've seen, it was hard to disagree with Kirisu. Which must mean that Mayuri...
なあ、教えてくれ。どうして俺はこのニア第一世界線に戻ってきてしまったんだろ
う。難しい問題ね。
It's whatever that D email is that Kirisu sent. We sent it to a different recipient.
第三世界線で私が送ったとかいう D メール。それがトリガーになったことは間違いないと思うけど。
そうだ。あの時お前、どんな内容の D メールを送ったんだ？
さあ、 いや、第一世界線にいるこの私に聞かれても。
そういえばお前、電話レンジカッコ仮のタイマーをセットしてから起動させるまでに3分間も待たせたよな。あの時何をしていたんだ？
だから私に聞かれてもわからないって。
じゃあ直前になってから D メールの転送先を俺の携帯からマユリの携帯に変更した理由は？
知らないわよ、そんなの。
だったら時間についてはどうだ？なぜ送信先の時刻を3時間前に指定した？
The reading Steiner activated at 6:18, so 3 hours before that would be 3:18. However,
ああ、それだったらなんとなくわからないこともないかも。
Kirisu spoke as she stuck her hands in her pocket.
多分第三世界線での私は壊れた携帯を元通りにしたかったのよ。D メールの送信先として指定した時刻は15時18分。岡部の携帯に評議会は中止の D メールが届いたのは15時22分のことだったみたいだから、その4分前ってことになるわ。つまり評議会は中止の D メールが受信されるよりも前に私はその D メールを届けたかったってこと。そうすることによって。
評議会は中止の D メールを消し去ろうと考えたわけか。そうすればお前がネットカフェに行くという歴史も消滅し、携帯は復活することになると。
そして実際評議会は中止の D メールはなくなり、私はこうして。
Kirisu took out her phone and waved it at me before continuing.
携帯を救うことに成功したってわけ。
I tilted my head skyward. It seemed like there were more stars out there than that. Wait, what the fuck? There were more stars out than there were earlier. Alright. But it makes no difference. They were all out of my reach. No matter how far I try to... what the fuck? No matter how far I try, I extend my grasp, I can never grab them. I'm just doubting everything that this has now. Every word, every sentence. I just wonder, oh shit, is this gonna be wrong? Frustration boils up from within me. Time mocks me as it passes by, or as it passes by. The noise of the city leaks through the gaps between the buildings. The cheerful laughter of young people only further enrages me.
ねえ、一つだけ話しておきたいことがあるんだけど、いい？
Kirisu's sudden comment makes me furrow my brow.
第三世界線でマユリが言ったこと、嘘だから。
嘘？
宝くじが当たったってマユリそう言ったんでしょ？でもそれは嘘なのよ。本人はバレてないって思ってるみたいだけど、私と橋田は知ってるの。それから数時間前の岡部もね。
どういうことだ
？300万円。本当はマユリが大切にしていた宝物を質屋に入れて用立てたお金なの。
what?
でもそのことを正直に言うとみんなが遠慮しちゃうってきっとそう思ったのね。遠慮どころかそんな金は使えん。今すぐ質屋に返してこいって岡部だったら怒鳴ったと思う。だからマユリは宝くじが当たったなんて嘘を。
その大切にしていた宝物っていうのはなんだ？
懐中時計。懐中って名前がついてるみたいだけど。
That's why. Oh no, that's why we got the stupid ass flashback that we saw like 90 times. Fuck. That we saw 90 times in this entire series. Oh my god, of course. Why was that so expensive? No. Pockety is Mayuri's keepsake of her deceased grandmother. Her irreplaceable treasure. I understood that more than anybody. So what, do we get a loan in order to go out and get that shit?
え？
質屋の場所と名前を聞いている。今から取り返しに行くんだ。
もう言ったわよ。
何？
もう言ったの。昨日ね、岡部一人で300万円を用意して。
It's coming together. It's all coming together.
それで俺は門根審判とかいう金融会社から金を借りたわけか。
門根？ああ、モンド審判のことね。
So that's how the kanji is read.
じゃあ海中は無事に取り戻すことができたんだな。
それが岡部、どういうわけか手ぶらで帰ってきたのよね。
どうして？
それはこっちが聞きたいわ。なんでなの？
Well, I have no idea.
ああ、ちなみに借金についてだけど、あれ、返す必要ないから。利息制限法並びに出資法違反ってことで、元本さえも返済する義務はないの。知り合いの弁護士に頼んどいてあげるから、そのことについては気にしないで。
I wasn't concerned anyway. I didn't care. I didn't care about that. It just felt like Mayuri's feelings caught in my chest. She pawned what was most important to her, probably more important than her own life. And for what? For the lab. For the bright future of the Future Gadget Laboratory. About a month ago, I must have picked up that flyer somewhere and confidently proclaimed, "We will enter the Akiba Invention Contest," simultaneously commencing the Future Gadget Magic Mod project. But due to lack of funding, we likely couldn't make the modifications we had hoped to. Mayuri watched from the sidelines as Daru and I found ourselves at our wits' end. I can see it clearly. That's why she lied about winning the lottery.
まゆりね。信じてたみたいよ。うん。今でも信じてるの。秋葉発明コンテストで大賞が取れるって。だって、私に向かって言ってたもの。こんなことを。
オカリンやダル君が作ったガジェットは本当にすごいんだよ。本当にとっても優秀なの。それにクリスちゃんの手が加わったらもう最強だよね。絶対大賞間違いなしだよ。
だから海中を七に入れても不安じゃなかったんだと思う。コンテストの対象賞金はちょうど300万。そのお金で必ず取り戻せるって、そう信じてたんじゃないかな。
With my eyes shut tight and teeth gritted, I clench my fists so tightly my shoulders tremble. Mayuri believed in us, putting something she valued more than her life on the line for our future. But that Mayuri is not with us now. She may be alone somewhere crying. If so, then there's only one option left to us. I opened my eyes and quietly spoke.
クリスティーナ、D メールを送るぞ。
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear.
そう言うと思った。でも、だったら私に考えがあるの。任せてくれない？
ダメだ。第三世界線でお前に任せたから、こんなことになったんだぞ。
この世界線での私はそんなヘマはしないわ。
同じマキセ・クリスだろうが。
だけど、きっと大丈夫よ。
どうだかな。
それに文面だってちゃんと教えるし。
なんて送るつもりだ。
前に第一世界線で D メールを送った時にはマユリをラボに引き止めようとしたのよね。そうしたら第二世界線のラボで火災が発生したと。だったら次はマユリを泳がせるしかないわ。
泳がせる？
尾行して誘拐犯を捕まえるのよ。そうすれば全て解決するはず。
As she spoke, Kirisu took out her cell phone and started to type. Eventually, her fingers stopped. On the screen faced toward me, a message was written as follows.
考えたな。眉毛の眉にカタカナのリで眉りか。
Tail Mayuri, perpetrator must be caught.
ひらがなだと文字数オーバーしちゃうでしょ。
問題はそれが過去の俺にも通じるかどうかだが。
安心して、 送信先は私の携帯にするから。
待て、ちゃんと理由があるんだろうな。
ここまで関わっといて、次の世界線では蚊帳の外ってわけにはいかないでしょ。私も協力する。協力したいの。それにこの作戦は一人では危険だし。
送信先の時間は
Kirisu looked at her watch and spoke.
4時間前、240分前でどう？現在時刻は19時21分だから、4時間前だとちょうどマヨリが確実にラボにいた時刻に遅れるわ。
Before I noticed it, I was dancing to Kirisu's beat. I had already muttered the words of approval.
いいだろう。
The die is cast. I called Daru and asked him to set up the phone wave name subject to change the way we discussed. Then a while later...
オカリン、準備できたお。よし、ダル。電話レンジカッコ仮を起動だ。放電現象、来たこれ。クリスティーナ、今だ。
了解。
With that one-word response, Kirisu pressed send. Oh, here we go. I'm not memorizing these numbers at all, so I don't know if we're going back to the second, the third, maybe we're going to a whole different one. Is there a fire up there? I don't know. The usual distortion of my vision doesn't stop. The world around me seems to wave as if engulfed by extreme heat, like the haze that rises from the asphalt under a blazing sun. It won't go away. The refractive index of the world seems out of joint. Or rather...
熱い。なんだこの暑さは。
Waves of heat rain down on me from above. This isn't good. I timidly raise my head to see. Yep. The lab engulfed in flames.
なんでだよ。
I caught a glimpse of the flames through the window. They look stronger than last time. I thought my skin would burn just standing here. Huh? Wait, last time? Could I have returned once again? I've been in this world line once before. Which would mean this is... world line number 2. That's absurd. Why? At this point, I wasn't concerned whether this was a so-called near world line or not. Either way, it is certain that this is a world line very similar to world line number 2 that I had previously experienced. I don't know why. How did it come to this? The D-mail sent to Kirisu's cell phone said Tail Mayuri. How does that lead us here? Damn it. But more pressingly...
とにかくこの日をどうにかしなければ。
Having said that, though, it didn't seem like there was much I could do.
なあ、消防車まだ来ないのかよ。
駅の方で大きなビル火災があったんだって。そっちの方に駆り出されてるみたい。
このままじゃ隣に燃え移るのも時間の問題だな。
I hear the voices of the crowd, but when I look towards them, I see Mayuri in my periphery. Mayuri! Even in the middle of this disaster, as soon as I saw Mayuri, my heart started to dance. But I couldn't run up to her and call her name with joy, because Mayuri was crying. She was sitting on the edge of the sidewalk, her shoulders shivering. By her side was Kirisu, trying to comfort her. Kirisu had her arm wrapped around Mayuri's shoulders and was whispering something to her. My feet instinctively carried in their direction. Or instinctually? Let's go with that. I stand between the two of them. Sensing my presence, Mayuri spoke as she slowly raised her face towards me.
ごめんね。オカリン。
Oh, it's all good. Alright, we're going to actually end it here. I'm kind of tight on time for this one. So, we'll see what's going on in this world line again. And maybe we'll do another jump. So I'll see you guys then. Of course, if you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next one. Take it easy, guys.